Your consciousness is your most valuable asset. It is how you view yourself, how you view the world, how you create something, what causes you to act in a particular way, what causes you to go after a particular career or vocation. Why do you have certain likes and dislikes? Why do you hold certain beliefs? They're all in your consciousness. But what we discover is that our consciousness is formed before we got here, meaning we learned something from everyone else. But then what we're meant to do is take what we've learned as we've lived, as we've had our experiences, and then develop something from it. Understand something, because we don't live forever. Like while we're alive, we're meant to do something and to feel that our life had meaning and that we maybe had a legacy, and that might have been difficult for you in the last several years or maybe most of your life. But consciousness is never done. It's never formed. We've never figured out all of it because we're still developing new ways of understanding how we live as humans. And that's what my life was about, and I had no idea it was doing that. You have no idea either of what your life could bring you because it's still in front of you. That's the wonderful thing that we get to recognize. No matter where we are, we have the opportunity to take the next step in our consciousness and accept ourselves. And you're probably feeling that you want to do that now, because the last several years have been challenging. When we move through our own individual changes, development, self-improvement, as some people think of it, Wilhelm says that doesn't exist. All we're ever doing is developing. We're not trying to improve anything. We're trying to develop something, and we develop that through our consciousness. And then you could live a life like I did, where you discover a new way of doing that. And that was such a surprise to me, as what you might discover about yourself could be a surprise, because you're not done yet. If you're still here, you're listening to this, so that means there's something more for you to do. And there's nothing that's happening in our world that's accidental either. Because what we also begin to discover as we evolve as humans is that no one person is creating our world or our society. It's each of us individually. But we find different ways of accomplishing that. And Wilhelm gave us a new way. And it's new because it's never been done before. And that was my challenge, as well as it might be for you, in accepting that brilliant thing that's within you that's waiting to be birthed, because that's what we're all doing at this particular moment. I was just given the ability to give to others a way of accomplishing that. And it was never easy, because it took 36 years and most of my life was a mess going through it. But that's why I can tell you there's no reason for you to suffer or struggle, because now we have a way to understand our consciousness and to have a plan that we can change it. And I'll leave you a couple of documents because it shows all of it. And it was a surprise. And our world looks like a surprise to many of us right now, but it isn't, because it's all energetically aligned, and you are energetically aligned. Everything you've gone through in your life, whether you've called it a success or failure or whatever, had value. Absolutely everything. And wherever you're sitting right now, it still has value, because you're in the world. And so your energy is making a difference if you decide to embrace the higher consciousness that is available within you. And that's what I'm doing. But I wanted you to have this today because on the 24th, I put together a document for you to understand. I put together a couple of them because I wanted you to have some gifts so that you could understand what Wilhelm has given all of us, because it wasn't me. I thought it was me at first for all those years as I was suffering, but what I was doing was actually compiling a document to give to humankind. I know that didn't make sense to me either, but as you read the document, you'll understand it. And then you probably wouldn't understand or believe that you could heal everything in your life, that you could become the person you're meant to be. I'm telling you, you can. And I resisted it all the way, so I didn't believe it either. But now you can believe it. Only thing we lack, as you will see in the messages, is faith. That's all. And it's always within us. See you soon.